How's it going, everyone? You are not dreaming. Yes, the Philippines qualified to the World Cup. Yeah, we knew that before, but we played hella competitive, and then we have an episode, so it's legit. So we brought in our guest right away already. Sorry for kind of rusty. Clara Manzano here, and we have Claudia Perrine, and allow us to formally welcome our guest, Camille Rodriguez, of course, a mainstay of the Philippine football scene. Hello, good evening. How's it going?
Hi, Clara. Hi, Claudia. Happy Friday to you both and to everyone watching.
Yep. Happy Friday to everyone. Good luck to all those going through traffic. Been there today already. So, man. So, of course, I emphasize World Cup coming. I'll get to it eventually and explain why. But how have you been as of late? What have you been up to?
Yeah, so I am fresh from New Zealand. I got an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to fly there through Philippine Airlines. They got me as a talent for this video series called PAL Presents, and really just very honored to tell the story of the Filipina athlete. And we know that the story of the Filipinas, our national football team, is really very a special story, and it's just such an honor to be able to share it and to have a big brand to believe in our story. And yun yung maganda sa, di ba, pangyayari sa World Cup ngayon na so much people believed, and it really is such an exciting time uh, as a community.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, did PAL change their in-flight safety video? Because I've been wanting to see it already. Haven't taken PAL since
Oh my
pandemic.
goodness.
Eh.
It's
Yeah.
time. This is your sign.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely. But hello to Pat, of course, the super Philippine football fan. Tumakas ka ba sa trabaho, Pat? I hope not. But let's dive into it. The reason why I was emphasizing World Cup is, unfortunately, right, you didn't make the preliminary World Cup squad, but I can say you had a super big role as an ambassadress in the Philippines and then eventually going to New Zealand,
Mhm.
hosting stuff, guesting, all women's national team related stuff. And we can say, or you can argue, that's super invaluable. How was this whole experience? Like, how did it shape up for you?
Seriously, I mean, you captured it well. It is such a special, I guess, moment for me to be able to be here where I am, because as we know, I stopped getting called up to the national team a couple of months back, and it really kind of shook me to my core and allowed me to really process and reflect ano ba talaga yung role ko sa Team Philippines, 'di ba? Because I've been with the national team
Mm.
for more than a decade, and to some extent I was lost. I was really so down, and it took a lot of work and honesty and really help to get to this good place where I'm able to celebrate what we're able to do. And to me, the experience of hosting alongside you, Clara, and parang being at the World Cup allowed me to really just embrace the journey, and it is an answered prayer to really just like accept and allow myself to be celebrated then, kasi um, there were many moments in hosting, even in New Zealand, people would come up and really say like, "Thank you for
Mm.
what you were able to do for the team," or "We wouldn't have made it here had it not been for your fight and Inas and Coach Let's and diba, Pimps and the girls also the girls, my teammates in the national team, when I've messaged them, the response back is the same, diba? Na parang this fight has only been made possible because we have fought before, and it just feels like a full circle moment to me, and it's super special to be able to just
Mm-hmm.
um, share and just grow the love for the women's game.
Right. Well said. Claudia, before I pass you the ball, one thing I noticed, let's say Chifi Caligdon was like one of the last few homegrown players in the Ascals, and then you, Ina Anika, are the last few in the, oh, let's say at this point in time with the women's
Mm.
national team. And not asking about this, but I'll just say people taking all this crap at
Yeah.
heritage players, like, yeah, whatever, guys. But me, I want to emphasize, how was that for you, helping these Filipinos who grew up abroad learn more about Filipino culture? They grew up in households,
Yes.
but nothing beats like, hey, being here in Manila or whatever island in the Philippines. It's not their fault. But how was that for you? You're being like a
Mm.
mentor of sorts. Oh, this is how we do it back home here. This and that.
Uh, sa akin, it felt very encouraging because the girls are also open to wanting to learn and embrace the culture. Kasi syempre, they have grown up in households and they do have their own communities where they are diba, in let's say in the States or in Norway, etc., in Australia. But the resounding message from them is it's the first time that they really feel like they belong in
Mm.
the team by being with the team. And I see my role as someone who guides them, who just wants to grow the love for our common heritage, which is the Philippines, diba? And for me, being Filipino isn't where you come from, but how many times do you show up as a Filipino? And by showing up as a Filipino means maybe either coming home or learning the language or learning the Philippine anthem, diba? Yung lupang hinirang. So
Hmm.
that's the challenge and that's the encouraging parang direction that I could see with the girls with the team. And wala, sobrang nakaka-proud to be their teammate but even more their friend and to be able to help them in this way.
That's right,
Really?
Claudia.
Yeah. Camille, let's go back. So you said you've been with the Philippine team for almost a decade now, no?
Yeah.
Where did you? How did you start your journey to football? Was that your first? Was that your first? Is football your first sport?
My dad wishes it's my first sport. Naloka lang. My dad's a football player kasi.
Ah, okay.
Uh-huh.
But I went through many different sports to before football. So from swimming, taekwondo, gymnastics, etc. So I was really an active kid growing up into sports. But at 10, I fell in love with football. I've been around the sport my whole life, and but it was only when I was 10 years old and seeing my brother win a medal from a football tournament that I said, wait lang, parang gusto ko na rin mag-football. So, doon na nagsimula in the Ateneo Football Center it's it's like a summer clinic for those who want to learn the sport. And
Hmm.
from there, I got recruited na rin by Coach Bob Manlulo into the Miriam College grade school team. Tapos, wala, tuloy-tuloy na from there. At grade school, I would play in the high school level. So I got scouted na rin early with the youth national team. So I started the youth national team at 14.
Hmm.
Batchmate ko si Ina, who is
That's
still
Wow.
right.
playing. Yeah, so we really go way back. Tapos sabay din kami sa senior team, which we started maybe when we were 16 years old. And yung mga
Bata
players pa nun,
pa.
sina Coach Mariel, sina
Okay.
Sam Nieras, Tasha Alquiros, like Maandal Carmen, sila yung mga ates ko nun. So, and fast forward to a decade now, I'm here with the Filipinas and we're at the World Cup.
Right.
Wow, long journey, no? But what position were you when you started? Original pa rin
Um,
until
yeah,
now? Yeah.
more or less winger slash striker. Yeah, oh, my whole life I feel like that's really where I thrive. May onting change of position lang as a wing back under Coach Allen, but you know, the more positions you know, the more versatile you become. So yeah,
Yep.
Because the reason I ask is because most of the people that we've interviewed, they've always become a goalie or goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's true.
yun
Yeah.
na lang hindi ko na check.
Hindi mo pa na-check.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nakita niya.
Hindi pa. So si Ina na lang yun. Si kay Ina, that's her that's
Yeah,
her
I
side.
can hear.
Yeah, so you've been playing since you were 9, no? 9 years old, and then
10 years
youth
old.
team and all that. What progression or what have you seen with the women's team since the time you put your feet on the field?
Yeah, I really believe it's just a number of girls playing. When I started playing in the FC, the ratio was maybe there were eight boys to two girls, and I was one of those
Wow.
two girls na, diba? And now we see whole football, all girls football teams in an all girls, diba, football festival, and that's something that I couldn't have imagined, let's say 20 years ago. And in the national team naman, it's the same. Diba? The pool now is much bigger. We We have a lot of girls playing in the university level here and also abroad. And we have heritage players, and the pool has really just grown so big, and
Hmm.
that's a good sign because the bigger the pool is, the more competitive it becomes also.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
well
I
said.
mean, you could see it. You know, I played football before, but my main sport really is basketball. No, so, but then I, basketball is like the number one sport here. But did you ever imagine playing for the national team when you were young?
Um, the national team, not really. Uh,
Mhm.
I think the closest I got to wanting to be in the national team was, and this is a story from my dad. No, I think I saw a Sunsilk billboard. I think they featured what's her name? Pia Santos, or one of those parang Atenista. She's an Atenista who also represented the country, and then Sunsilk got her as an endorser.
Okay.
And apparently, I told my dad like, hey, I want to be like her. And you know, eventually I found my way there. Got called up to the youth national team. Tapos made my way to the senior team. And funny how things work out. And just to, on that note, it just shows like the power of representation, di ba?
Mm,
Kung hindi ko yung nakita na billboard, wala akong i-aspire towards. So,
galing ng
sobrang
marketing. Galing
Oo.
ng marketing.
Kaya,
Sunsilk.
Sunsilk, baka naman.
Sponsor,
Shout out.
sponsor. Shout
Kunin,
out, sponsor.
kunin niyo si Camille.
Oo.
Maging
Dove
endorser.
naman, Dove.
Yeah, Dove
All
naman. Yeah.
hair
Oo nga,
types
tama,
daw dun eh.
tama.
That's your ano.
The good thing is your father is also a football player, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so that him being a football player, I'm sure also helped in your career with a big support, buying you shoes, I'm sure, the socks, the shirt, the kits. How was
Yeah.
that having a good, support with the father as a football player?
It's like you always have a supporter who believes in you no matter what happens. And he's my mentor, he's my coach, he's my friend. And it's just so I'm very thankful to have him with me. So yeah, Dad, if you're watching this, thank you.
May mga ano siya,
Shout out to
secret,
Tito.
may mga secret, gulang, does he teach you that? Oh, this is what you should do when you're,
Oh,
Yeah,
like that.
alam mo
yes.
na,
Not like that. Sa ano halata yan?
kung, kung may game analysis si coach right after the game to the team, ako on the car ride home, may game analysis
Oof, man.
with my own personal coach, aka my dad. So, you know,
Meron.
it comes from a place of love, I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mom and dad always know best. There you go. CR7 said Nova Almazan. So, that was perfect to lead in. Do we imply that Cristiano Ronaldo is your idol? Same initial, same number. That's why you started carrying CR7, even made it Camrod, which is something I
Mhm.
was hearing the moment I was covering UAAP, like when you play against Ina, since I was in the same school. Can you tell us about that name?
It's a nickname that was just given to me, I think, naturally because I would score a lot of goals. And, you know, nagkasakali na rin na ang initial ko C and R, tapos number 7 ko yung jersey number ko. No? So, para sa akin, the CR7, I idolize him because of his mentality. Sobrang kakaiba yung mentality niya, and we know na he is successful for who he is because of the hard work he puts, his winner mentality. So it's I am a proud nickname holder of someone that's like that. So I accept it. I'll accept the CR7
Right,
nickname.
right. I mean, it came for a good reason. Sumuscore ng goal. Okay, why not? We'll take it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, tama.
So, talking about it now, you started youth national team journey really young. Checked out your Wikipedia. I actually think you were teammates with one of my cousins,
Oh my
Bettina
gosh. Ooh.
Yang. And
Yeah,
that's when they launched Malditas.
tama.
Yeah.
We had a whole photo
So,
shoot pa.
yeah. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So, yun, si Clyde ulit saying CR7. It's just nice seeing it full circle. I think say the women's national team gave like a special, ano to me, how do I say that? Made it special seeing family members play. Like they're the ones who said, may team pala tayo dito, watching them see games. Bettina's older sister,
Yeah.
Andrea. So yeah, it's crazy. You jump ship, you recruited,
Mm,
Ateneo, you Lasal Ateneo was pretty much Ina versus Camrod, insert everyone around. Dame. So how was it? Rivals, then teammates. The circle is small. You end up knowing each other. No, how was that same
Yeah.
journey? So many people.
You know, when you enter college football, it's a whole new playing game, eh. Because I've gone against Ina and many of the people I've gone against in college and the high school level in RIFA, WNCA, so the likes of um, Molly Manalansan, uh, basta, ang dami. Ang dami yung mga tao na you've gone
Exactly.
against in
Yeah.
high school to college. But college is a whole different playing game, no? So, it was definitely a mindset shift for me to be able to parang step up my game din, 'di ba? Sa
mm,
college kasi college ka na tapos there's a lot more riding on your back because naka-scholarship ka tapos
yeah.
naka-national team ka na. So I carry that pressure with me and that's parang it added to my fight. So it felt special to go against these players and have like this sort of rivalry and that's what made the college football experience for me all the more exciting and meaningful kasi may mga ganong kwento, tapos may ganong celebration of communities kasi alam
Yeah.
natin na yung mga Lasalin Ateneo community is very passionate. So it adds to
Yep.
how fun the games can be.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. You hear the drums or whatever. It's war. It's war. Yeah. Just
Totoo.
quoting Matt Dieras. Yeah. And actually citing the trumpets of Ateneo. That's a Lasal guy. Saying I hear the Ateneo
Oo nga.
drums play against
Yeah.
them. It's war. Yeah.
It's
What
ready.
what course did you take in Ateneo? What was your
My
course?
major was psychology and then I took
Ah,
two minors in culture and education.
wow.
Minax out
So
ko talaga yung
minax out
information.
mo. So how did you manage to do that? You played youth football, then of course you played for Ateneo, then you're studying psychology. Good course, by the way, very good course. And then two minors. How were you able to balance all that? And of course, try to go against Ina all the time. So
Yeah.
Um, for me, it helped to remember that I'm a student first before I'm an athlete. So, yun yung laging nakadrill sa amin in the Ateneo athlete community na we are student athletes and the student always comes first. So, in terms of priorities, you make your decisions from there. Diba? You show up to class. That's the bare minimum that you do. That's half the work, half the job. You make sure that you finish homework and make sure and then the athlete comes na um, I make sure na I sleep by 10 p.m. kasi yung
mm,
training the next day, kailangan magising kang 4:30 a.m. to make it to your 5:30 call time. Tapos, so it's also routine and athletes naman thrive on routine and I can say the same for me.
did it ever happen that you wanted to quit football because there was a big heavy load on your studies, or it was just too much?
Actually, in college, I took a break from national team duties. So that came with my desire to want to enjoy the college life, student athlete college life. And I think that decision helped me to sort of uh, parang really just enjoy playing. Kasi it came
Mm,
from, diba, high school, grade school, high school, puro football, I would fly. And I feel like had I continued, I'd be eventually burnt out. So I
mm.
feel like that break was something that I needed to do for myself also. Tapos nun ko na rin naka-org ako, I presented my thesis in Stanford. So, mga ganon.
Ah,
And those wouldn't have been possible had it's just about your priorities and the choices you make. Tapos, bumalik na ako ng national team after college.
and I think the whole football community, especially with the women's community, are thankful that you went back to playing football. No, yeah, no, because I'm intrigued with the psychology. I mean, especially now with athletes for the mental
Yes.
game. How do you think that helped you in
Oh,
your game and helped others as well, like help them prepare for the the mental battle, because sometimes it's just not the physical, diba? It's not just the, yeah, it's not just your body, but it's also the mind.
100%. I believe the mind is so powerful, and one of the ways that I have taken care of my mind and my wellness is I work with a sports psychologist. So I've been working with her since
Nice.
2021, and that looks like, you know, it sort of looks like a counseling session, one on one, and I guess the rapport and the relationship I built with my sports psychologist has also allowed me to parang realize how much I've grown, especially as a person, but also as an athlete in terms of how I approach things. And shout out to her, Miss Mona Adviento. Thank you for taking care of me. It's been more than a year, and parang very grounding lang siya. And um, she got attached to a team initially, when we started the World Cup journey, and then throughout the Asian Cup, the team, the Filipinas, had a sports psychologist, and I believe even up until this World Cup, the team has worked with a sports psychologist, and that just shows diba, how important it is to be
Yeah,
grounded and to take care of our wellness.
that's right. I
Yeah,
agree,
that's perfect.
100%.
Given mental health, the stigma that's slowly being broken, it's nice to see that. Yeah, and you're outspoken about it. When we talk about your national team career, somewhat, um, what would have to be your most memorable goal, like finding the back of the net?
With the national team or just in
Yep.
general? With the
Maybe we can
national.
go both. Maybe there's one moment here, one moment there. Yeah.
Okay. With the national team, one of the most memorable goals for me was 2018 in Tajikistan. It was the Olympic qualifiers, I think, to make it to the
Yeah.
second round. No, first round yun. And that was versus Mongolia, and it was a couple of days before my mom's death anniversary. So my mom passed away when I was 12, and I remember that goal just being so special to me because um, I needed help. Parang I felt like I was thinking a lot before the game, etc., etc. So I prayed to her, and ayun, eventually in the game, I believe she really helped me to score and really show me that I can do it. So, and of course, I celebrated by pointing up. That's my goal celebration, and that's because of her. Yeah.
So that also explains your goal celebration.
Yeah.
Notice it's the same every time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I believe kasi na parang she has the best seat in the house, and whenever I
Mm-hmm.
score, it's because of you, mom. Like, thanks.
Right.
um, then the
Claudia?
second,
Yeah, sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
um,
Yeah, come.
my favorite or memorable club goal would be during my India stint a couple of months ago. It's my first game. I got subbed into the second half, and I was traveling the day before. Like literally, I just arrived
Ooh.
in India, and then I had a game
Wow.
the next day. And then I scored my first goal, and sabi ko, it felt so freeing because was so present. And then I scored another goal, and then on the dying moments of the game, I scored my third. So I
Hat
completed
trick.
like a hat trick,
Man.
and super memorable because I felt like again I was able to show myself like what I can do. So can't
Yeah.
forget. And on my debut too, so just added to the
Yeah.
specialness of the event.
Yeah, that was game sliders in India. We saw your numbers and stuff. That was crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Crazy.
Yeah.
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 Claudia, onto your
Yeah,
national team question. Let's brush a little World Cup. Yeah.
yeah, we could go to the World Cup. Talk
Yep.
about the World Cup. Camille, you were
Mhm.
you were part of the qualifiers, right? Where Serena
Yes.
Bolden. How was that? How was that feeling?
Like we came into that match with just like belief.
Mm,
Sa akin, especially for me personally, like losing wasn't an option, and winning was really what we could. We were gonna win that game, and uh, imagine that game ended. I think draw after regular time, 90 minutes.
yeah,
Another draw after extra time, which is an additional 30 minutes.
that's right.
And during the penalties, diba, parang we missed one, and still then sabi ko hindi mananalo pa rin tayo.
So you
And then
had
we
that
missed
feeling.
another one, and I was like, no, we're still winning. And eventually Olivia saved saved the ball, and then she scored one, and then it went into sudden death, and Serena just, you know, put the nail in the coffin, and everyone just ran to the middle of the field. And I remember just feeling like a little kid. Na parang, wow, na like, wow, is this really happening? So, lots of, I'd say, like, pure joy in this.
Yeah, I
Man,
remember.
that's
I remember.
crazy.
I remember watching that match. It was. I think it was in
Yeah.
the pandemic. We were still kind of. I mean,
Oo.
semi lockdown pa at ano konti. I mean,
Yep.
there was a bit of restrictions pa.
Yes. It was very, very strict in the Asian Cup, yung
Mm,
World Cup qualifiers. As in, so much social distancing protocols amongst the teams in the meal area, and we were just very cautious because uh, that was the time then when other teams like were catching
yeah.
COVID cases na rin, and we wanted to really protect our health and kaka,
Yeah. Scary times, but paved way. Good times. Good times. Yeah.
yun ang, yes.
So we can still say, di ba, you had that crazy role of being the ambassadress, and Pal took you to the World Cup in New Zealand. How was that for you being there? Like, I mean, you're still in it, right? Not in the field, not exactly the
Yeah.
role you want, but
Yeah.
an extra special role, a big role model. Eh.
Tama. Sa akin, sobrang nakaka-humble. Because now, di ba, all along I've been on the other side of the field. I'm the one receiving it. Um, but now I'm on the other side where I'm supporting these girls, and I'm part of the thousands who really cheered them on. And super nakaka-humble makita kung gaano karaming suporta yung team. I was there, I was present now for the Philippines versus Norway game, and I think the official record was 34,600.
Yep.
Pero feel ko 34,000 doon Filipino because
Home crowd.
everyone because everyone was with Philippine flags or a scarf or a beanie, a
Mm,
jacket. Everyone was really representing and saying that, hey, I'm Filipino. I came here, and one of the parang moments that it really gave me goosebumps was during the anthem. Because
yes,
diba,
that was
syempre
gonna.
stadium,
Yeah.
diba?
Uh.
Tapos ang daming Pinoy. And the Lupang Hinirang just echoed because everyone was singing. And, naka, no
Goosebumps.
words can explain. Um, and of course, after the game, seeing all of that, felt very emotional. Um, but more tears of joy than anything. I'm proud that we're all here. We all made it. And we were able to bring everyone together and make everyone proud to be Filipino. And I'm sure you can say the same, Clara. Diba? See, hosting that Glorieta
Oh
watch
yeah,
party with
Mm,
so many people. Oh my
crazy,
goodness.
crazy.
That
Yeah,
must be crazy.
yeah.
biggest crowd. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I was gonna say, the first game was it yeah, the New
Switzerland.
Zealand game. No, no, the New Zealand game. We had because the FIBA basketball World Cup is coming,
Right.
and during your New Zealand versus the Philippine team, we had what we call a pep rally or 30 days to
Mm.
go in the
Okay.
Meralco Theater, right? So all of
Yeah.
us were there, the LOC of the FIBA basketball, and
Mhm.
you could see people on this. You could see people in the tables just going like this, watching your game,
My
watching
cell
the
phone,
game.
no.
Yeah, everybody's
Good.
watching the game. When Serena scored, you could see everybody like this because
Ah,
yeah, it was fun to see that even basketball fans or basketball people in the
yes.
basketball community work in the basketball sport support women's football. It was good to see that. It was
Hmm.
Very,
really
very humbling. Yes.
very humbling for I'm sure for
Yeah,
all of you, and it was good that there is support, right, Camille? There is support, right? It just has to, I guess, be shown more on TV or yeah, bring up to light. But there is support that I could say, you know.
Yes, correct. And I think the most special part about this World Cup is we're able to see like what it can look like for Filipinas to be, diba, celebrated, to be invested in. And I've read the term parang fairy tale story a lot recently, and while I agree to some extent, sa akin I'm challenging it na hindi lang siya dapat magtatapos dito, di ba? Parang fairy tale endings, it connotes a certain ending, di ba? Parang hindi dapat.
Yeah.
Dapat patuloy to. Dapat may i-sustain yung momentum. Kasi, grabe, I am, like, the sky is the limit for how much we can grow women's football. And we have two more tournaments coming up this year, and both are equally as important. So, you know, it
Yeah.
would it would really help with the support.
Super. Like we know this is just the beginning, of course. What you guys are doing, promoting the game in the country, of putting the Philippines on the map. But we get to it for you. What is next for Camille Rodriguez? Like short term. Lots of people in the comments asking stuff like, "Oh, are there offers? Are you
Mm,
gonna be in the Asian Games if you get the call, or what do you have to
mm.
do, of course, to hopefully get that call?" It's obvious we know you want to get back to the team because
Yeah,
that's where you
no, for
belong,
sure.
'di ba?
For sure, for sure. Para sa akin, lagi naman akong ready pag tawagin ako, no? So, um, I am currently playing with Kaya in the Women's League. That is my short-term plan, diba? Uh, and hopefully in the next few months, we get to, I get to play and return in the international scene for club football. So that's something I'm working with my agent with. But all of this, I'm doing, for myself, but also to make Team Pilipinas better because we've already shown the level we can be at, diba? And I see it as a challenge na gusto ko pagaling sarili ko para, diba, mas gumaling pa yung Team Pilipinas. So that's where I'm at mentality wise, and na-enjoy ko din actually, Clara, this being able to parang tell the story of the Filipina athlete. So it looks different from playing, but the storytelling aspect, the mentorship aspect, it's something I'm enjoying too. So I'm gonna explore a little bit more on that.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, the women's league we could possibly have Camrod, Ina, Haley, and Kaya, and then they will go up against
So
there's Eliza. Yeah, the McDaniel
The
sisters,
McDaniel
Chandra,
sisters.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Eliza
Eliza Ub is there
Ubesneto.
also. Yeah, exactly. So yung mga may hangover sa Women's World Cup, that's where you treat it. Ano, PFF Women's League. And then, ayun, next thing you know, it's the next tournament already of the Filipinas. Claudia, on to you. You got your magic question.
No, I was gonna ask, the New Zealand game.
Yeah.
I'll go back into it. No, you saw Olivia's amazing goalkeeping. Did you ever
Yeah.
think that she could actually do what she did in that New Zealand game again? Yeah, against that New Zealand team.
For me, just knowing Liv and her mentality and the confidence in what she can do, it's no surprise that she really stepped up big for the team. And um, she showed a little bit of that in the Asian Cup, diba? When she was able
Yeah,
to play the big role in the penalty shootout. So I'm very proud of her. And I remember, I believe she made like a very confident statement entering that New Zealand game, and that just
mm.
showed like the mentality she was at, diba? Entering it, and again, the power of the mind and belief in oneself can really get you far. And she showed that she can step up for the team, and she did. And super proud na nagawa niya yun.
That save, that last minute save, that
That's the very
nearly
Yep.
difficult. Yeah.
that was a yeah, that was a game changer. That was a really good
S-
one.
Super. Haters came in even. You don't deal with Pinoys in keyboards and in social media, guys. Last thing you want to do, right? They will. So sila bahala kay Olivia, right, Claudia?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I was amazed with that game. So yeah, not surprising with what she's shown in the I mean the World Cup qualifiers and the Asian Games. I mean the
exactly,
Asia
exactly.
Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Claro?
Yeah. So, let's get to the magic questions. I'll go first, or you?
Sige, you first. Sige, go.
All right.
Neto.
So short term, yeah, we spoke about it. 5 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? You yourself,
Uh,
Cam Rod 7.
CR7.
I think definitely still in the sports scene. So that's after the World Cup again. So I could see myself being involved in the World Cup in one way or another. So I I'm excited to see in what way, but definitely you know, helping out in Philippine sports is where I'm going to be 5 years from now.
That's great. That's great. Carrying it on, of course. My continuity is in your plan now.
Yeah. My turn. My turn. My
Yep,
turn.
yep.
My course. All right.
The harder
Are you,
question.
Excited ako
no,
dito.
hindi naman hard. Hindi naman hard. Are you familiar with the DeLorean or the Back to the
Sorry?
Future car? DeLorean, the Back to the
Ooh.
Future. Back to
Time
the Future.
travel.
Have you seen it? Time travel. Okay. Let's say you could time travel to meet your 9-year-old self. What would you tell
Ah,
that kid? What would you tell your 9-year-old self?
oh my gosh, that's a really good question. For me, I would tell her to listen to her dad because because when you're at that age, 'di ba, parang you feel like you know it all. So, there's some resistance when people are trying to help you. So, yun yung sasabihin ko sa Your dad's right all along. Just listen to him. He loves you. So, yeah, good
Nice.
question.
Yeah.
Dad, if you're watching,
Shout out, Tito.
Dad, you're right, I guess.
you're right again.
You're
Okay.
always
Ins-
right.
Yeah. My
Insert
my
emoji.
last
Yeah.
my last how do you call it? Magic question.
Yep.
So, 9 years old, started playing football. You played, you represented the Philippines. You were part of the World Cup qualifiers, and you're here now in this interview. But let's say you're done with football. You're done. You've resigned or you're tired. What legacy would you like to leave behind for future women's footballers?
Another really good question. My personal legacy has always been, I want to be the person that people can look at and see, wow, she's she can try, and because of that, I want to try too. And in relation to that, just leaving my legacy in women's football would be to leave it better than I had found it. To leave women's football as a really stable and grounded community, not just um, not just like for the big games, but some like a community that keeps showing up even in the smaller tournaments or even the everyday moments. And I envision a future where women's football, like there is a clear pathway to make it to the Philippine women's national football team, the senior team, and uh, there is a lot of work to be done for that to happen. But that's what I aspire towards, to have any girl, no matter where they grow up here in the Philippines, and no matter what their status is in life, can say that, if I work hard enough and the systems are there in place, I can make it to the World Cup Philippine national team. So,
Well,
That's the way.
thank you for giving an answer that's giving us goosebumps, just like what Ina did 2 years back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Well, props to you. So, yeah, props, of course. And because right now where it is, definitely it's in a better place. But of course, nobody, as they say in life, no relaxing, whatever. Sports always keep improving. No.
yeah.
So, we'll wrap up the conversation, but we confirmed throughout the previous weeks my fan club ka. So we want to give you the floor to say hello to them, family, friends, relatives, fan club. Yeah.
Fan club talaga. Sige. Hi to everyone who has been supporting the national team. To those na nakilala ko in the watch party, sa mga na-meet ko sa New Zealand, hello, nag-share ng kind words. Sobrang salamat. Like, those words and messaging has really helped me a lot, and it really means a lot to me. Thank you also. Shout out to the PAL team. We went to New Zealand as an all girls team, so we had a creative director who's female. She's the reason why I
Wow.
flew in the first place, and we had a director slash editor slash um, creative creative person who's also a girl. Tapos, yeah, shout out to you both because we were able to share the women's World Cup experience together. And for everyone who went out to the watch party, who listened to Claro, who who's watching right now in the with the Heck RV podcast, sa mga nag-team bahay, team live, team New Zealand, team wherever you are in the world, super thank you. And I hope you keep showing up for the Filipinas because we need it, because we deserve it. And to all the brands there, invest in us because we will prove you right.
That's right. There you
Oh,
go.
we can make it a hashtag. Yeah, we can make that a hashtag. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love
prove
So
you
that.
right.
yeah. So I think that does it with our
Yeah.
conversation, Camille. Thank you so much for
Oh my
taking the
gosh,
time. You
thank
know we
you.
have a hella busy schedule. You got another. I think you have another event or something to attend right now. So yeah, thanks again. And we know you have to get going. And we'll just wrap up the show. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so
Thanks
much,
again.
Roger and
Bye,
Claro.
Camille.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Take care.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
So
Woo. Woo.
yeah,
There.
I mean, shout out busy daw. Camille said she's coming from the Special Olympics, so nice, no? Dami pang
Yeah.
appearances to of course inspire people, especially the young girls, because we keep emphasizing there's they have their role models now. No? There's the
Mm-hmm.
time medyo wala, pero yun, nandun na nga. Yung tao sa watch party, that's my
Oh,
twin.
nga, you
Hindi
did
ako
it,
yan.
no?
Hindi
Yeah,
ako
you,
yan. Hindi ako yun. That's my
how how
twin.
how was it? How
No,
was it being?
I don't have a
How was it?
twin.
No, how was it being in the? I was gonna say house party. House party. How was
House
it
party.
being? I know.
We don't do
How
that in
was
the
it?
South. We just drink in the home,
I
sit
know.
down.
Yeah, but
Um,
how was it? How was it?
may kwentuhan lang. Took the they asked PFF, of course. I appreciate them for the trust. Host it. It's like, can you do this? I'm like, I said,
Yeah,
with Matic. I said, yeah, of course.
of course.
I mean, I did host something in the World Cup for a watch party, some men's World Cup that was
Mm.
here, but that was more in voice over. You know, medyo tago, not too much the roaming the stage. So that was really my first legit hosting. I know, although yeah, I'm grateful for that experience. Or of course, one of the founders in Jay gave that men's World Cup opportunity. Yung first World Cup, tumakbo na lang ako. Di ba energy? They say bring energy. Podcast,
Yeah.
commentating. And when I said hello, I'm looking at the clipboard, kabado. The whole clipboard was shaking.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I got the nerves off. I got the nerves off. I will say. I got the nerves off when we were going to start locked in for like an hour before the kaba just 30 minutes for 30 minutes, then the kickoff minus 1 hour, good na eh, pero pagtakbo hala, may shaking, di naman ako hingal from running in
Running.
yeah.
But how was the atmosphere like in the?
Oh, that was, I think I can say that was the best atmosphere because it's the closest to having an game like atmosphere because the ultras were there
Yes. Yeah.
and we cannot
Shout out
thank
to
them
the
enough.
ultras.
Yeah, we cannot thank them enough for what they did,
Yeah.
being there in every event. It was in Ayala Malls, Manila Bay, yung unang game.
Yes.
Second one, UP Town Center, and then third one was against
Ayala Glorieta.
Norway. Yeah,
Glorieta.
in Glorieta, the activity center, really full, really full,
Yeah.
and
So how was the one in UP, especially because that being the one where we won the game?
smallest area, so na-amplify actually.
Yeah, and amplify. Yeah.
The ultras cheering, the
Yeah.
sounds. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yes, closest we get to the stadium, and I want to thank the ultras, of course. So many of them to name. Syempre, there's Johnny Pampa, Uncle
Yeah.
Jay. Sorry if I can't name you all, guys.
Uncle Jay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yung sa last watch party, although si Camille was in New Zealand na. So
Yeah.
hosted the watch party with Jessica Liton Calao. Big
Mhm.
football fan also. So, yeah, extra coordinating kasi they made it bonga last game, obvious
Nice.
reasons.
Yeah.
It was ano eh. That was virtually a playoff match eh. You win, advance, pretty
Yes,
much.
that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, you can advance with the draw, but you get me. Must basically win or go home. And we got to do with the starting 11 with the ultras, where
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you see in bigger football countries or the established ones, where
Yeah,
you mention the name, you go number one, Olivia, give them the mic, they know the drill. Ganun. So
nice.
bucket list yan. Hopefully you get to do that in future games in Philippine football.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, for
World
you, how
Cup.
was it? You
Yeah, like I said,
just
we were
experiencing
we
New
were just
Zealand, no?
watching. Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us were watching. We could you could see it. You could see it in our phones. We were all watching. Even the players like Kiefer Ravena, they were, oh, we scored a goal and we scored. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so it was good. It was good to to see people as well in the basketball community watching and supporting
Siyempre.
the women's team. Yeah, it was good. And
Siyempre.
Sir Al Panilio also said it while he was on stage. Hey, do you guys know that the women's team is 1-0 against New Zealand? Yeah, he actually said that. So and then he
Love
even
it.
asked, how many more minutes do we have left? It was good just to hear that. So
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah. So there,
We
it's good to
were we were mentioning Glorieta and Manny Pacquiao vibes to. The country will stop.
yeah.
You'll
Hopefully
have
it's like that.
these you have these full watch parties. Yeah, we had the full watch parties, we could say.
Hopefully it's for every sport. To be honest, not
Yeah, yeah.
like
Pero siguro parang one step at a time, 'di ba?
yeah, yeah.
There's the football wave.
Eventually, we'll get there.
Let's surf it.
Eventually,
Let's
yeah.
surf the football wave. Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was
And
good.
there's one thing if I can add, like similar to what you're saying, everyone's like super into it. Walking after the watch party. Of course, we're all so sad we lost, but
Yeah,
at the same time, yeah, there are people say they're proud.
yeah,
Malamang. Kahit Miss Universe or whatever, diba? That's when when all the beauty pageant experts will come out or whatever event it is. But this was different for me
yeah.
personally. A different proud. Like I look up, I saw the Filipinas logo in the store of the
Oh,
jerseys,
galing. Yeah, yeah.
and this was a different proud. Like it's like
Different.
it's swag. There's also swag. Like hey, we were there.
Yeah,
We got a big brand.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I
stuff.
mean it's like you made it and stuff.
We
Yeah,
made it.
crazy, crazy.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that does it. No, I
That
think
does
we
it.
can head, of course, to the closing credits. Yeah. To those who just
Oh,
tuned in, guys, ang tagal
watch
lang
it.
ng debriefing namin because it's been forever since our last episode. So,
Yeah,
umalis na si Camrod.
uh,
You can
we've
check
been
the
so
replay.
busy. We've been
You
so
can check
busy
the
with
replay.
life. Yeah, so go
Yep.
watch this. What episode are we now?
128. Tapos yun pala,
Oh,
mali pala yung ginawa ko sa
I know.
graphics, no? No, but
Yeah,
I checked the last one of
I want to it.
Ludwig
Yeah,
and
good.
Melvin. 127 sila. So
128.
120.
Perfect. Yeah,
128.
yeah. We're
Yeah.
still
Pero
alive. We're still alive.
exactly right. Shout out to all the viewers, those catching the replay, to those
Yep.
catching it live. You want to catch the part of Camille Rodriguez? Okay lang. Of course, we gotta say thank you. We got we gotta say thank you to Rad
Rad,
Chameleon Apparel.
Rad.
Thank you for
Thank
our
you.
shirts. They are
Uh,
the outfitter of
of what?
Cebu FC also
Oh, yes.
for the
That's right.
jerseys, diba? So
There
you
you
see the
go.
RAD on their jersey in that badass font. Yun, jersey nila yan.
Yeah,
So
fair,
yeah.
fair.
And I'm pretty sad Kuya Mert Altinos is not in the
I know.
Philippines
Yeah.
anymore with Cebu. We're supposed to swap Rad jerseys for the record. So I was gonna give him a like this. Siyempre malaki sa kanya. He was gonna give me an Altinos jersey signed. Siyempre masikip para
Sayang.
sa akin.
Sayang.
Oh well. Kuya
Oh,
Mert,
well.
I hope to see you
Yeah.
soon. So,
All
this
right.
is Clara Manzano and Claudio Perrine, episode 128. We hope to get more of these. We'll see how we can do. Manage expectations na lang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Just keep watching. Keep staying in this Facebook page.
Yep. May mga live
Just
stream
stay.
naman. May mga
Yeah.
football games. Copa, Pauliano
Yeah.
Alcantara, PFF Women's League. Yan.
That's right.
Check nyo na lang. Yan na lang next episode for now. Kasi wala pa. Thank you.
Wait. 20
What's up?
more days till the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Don't forget to watch it.
Yun.
Yeah,
I got my
buy
tickets.
tickets. Got the
I
tickets.
got it. I got
Don't
it.
forget to watch your tickets. Don't forget to watch your tickets to buy your tickets. Try to buy for August 25, 2023, because that's gonna be we're trying to beat the world record of
Mhm.
FIBA world record of the most watched game, which was it happened in Toronto, 32,616. So we're gonna try to beat that. by
Let's
filling
go.
up Philippine Arena against Dominican Republic against Carl Anthony Towns. So
Right.
don't forget to buy your tickets.
Para inggit kayo, I'm watching Giannis versus Team USA.
Yes.
And yung isang game,
Philip-
Angola versus
Philippine
Gilas in
Angola, yeah.
Araneta. I'll
Yeah.
be watching. Para mainggit kayo, so you buy.
Yeah. Para maingit kayo ako nagtatrabaho dun. Alright, sige.
This is not a paid advertisement. Yan
This is
lang yung sports
Yeah.
news. Ere.
Yeah.
Good thing, hindi kumagat yung click. So I'll try again now. Bye-bye.
Alright, bye.